Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Michael Oskam from Pro West Recording. I'm going to show you guys a trick today on how to get a signal generator to fire when a kick drum kicks when you only have a drum loop or a stereo drum file. Um, the first part of this technique is used a lot actually, and in all styles of music. It's used a lot in electronic dance type music. I like to use it in rock tunes, basically anything that it sounds good in, so I like to try it. Um, if you have multi-track drums, it's a little bit easier because you can take the split off of just the kick channel. Um, but if you're working with a loop, a lot of people ask me, well, what do I do if I have a loop? How do I get this particular technique to work? So I'm going to show you how it works real quick. The first part of the technique, um, if you've never done it before, I'll walk you through it real quick. Here I have my drum instrument track, and it's just a loop from Easy Drummer. And you first want to create a mono aux, and in this case I'm going to rename it 50 hertz tone. And then what you can do is you're going to want to mute it. I'm going to mute it for you guys. You don't have to mute it because once I put this signal generator on, it's gonna be loud. So you put a signal generator on, and that should default to a 1K tone, which sounds like that. So we'll bypass that for a minute. The next thing you want to do is get a gate. I'm going to use the stock Pro Tools gate here. And we can leave this alone for a second. The next thing you want to do is you want to go into your sends off of your drum loop, and you're going to bus it out to a mono bus, in this case bus 1, which I've renamed subtone. Make sure that's pre-fader and the fader is at unity. Cool. So what we're basically doing is we're going to send a copy of this drum loop into the gate, the side chain of the gate, the key input to the side chain. So here on your gate you'll see this key, and you're going to want to set the input to the mono send. Boom. Then you're going to want to turn the key input on so that the gate now is looking for input signal from this input. And you'll notice, let me unbypass this, when we do that, now any bit of information that comes into this gate is going to cause the gate to open, and that 1K tone is going to come through. And that sounds ridiculous, but you get the idea. So this is what they get to this point, they're like, well, I don't understand, it's how do I get it to only look at the kick drum? As you can see, it's firing on the snare drum as well. Well, that's what this whole section of this gate is for. You'll probably recognize these symbols here. This looks like a low pass filter, this looks like a high pass filter. And what you want to do is basically tune this to only be looking at a certain frequency range. Obviously kicks live in a lower frequency range than snares, so we're going to use this high filter, and we're going to filter out the high frequencies until only the kick information is causing the gate to open. So I'll hit play here, and as I start to bring this down, there we go. It's only firing at the kick. That's exactly what we want. It's a really good start. So let's put the signal generator back down to, let's say, 50 hertz, which is a good low frequency. And this is going to give the kick drum that extra, oomph. Now 50 hertz is low. A lot of systems can't play back 50 hertz very well, so I don't know if you can hear that, but to me that sounds good. It's starting to pump. Obviously that's a little bit of overkill just so you can hear it. So if your kick drum is lacking, and that's, you want to give it some more beefy tone, that's a really good way to do it. A lot of people today are only working with loops, not multi-track drums, so that's how you get it to only look at the kick drum. One last little tip here, we're using a 50 hertz tone for this example. It's important, and it'll make your mix sound a lot better if you can determine what key the song you're working with is in, and then tune the signal generator or tune your kick to the key of the song. And the best way to do that is you can Google it, frequency chart, Google it, and find out, what frequency corresponds with which key. And that'll get the kick drum in tune, and it'll sound really, really good, really tight. And also, once you get this going, you're going to really want to dial in your attack, hold, and release settings on your gate so that the tone matches the attack, and more importantly, the natural decay of the kick performance, so that it doesn't sound like a signal generator. You really want to blend it in there and have it decay in a natural way. Thank you guys so much for checking out the video. Again, this is Michael Oskam from Pro West Recording. We'll see you back here next time. So long.